We are at Force Technologies in Collingbourne, and I am here with Karen Salmon, and we are delighted to have been invited to an open house, and in fact an opening of a new sovereign test facility for the United Kingdom for the test and sort of certification of electronic components, particularly semiconductor devices. And we're actually recording this in another new facility here, another new capability, which is long-term nitrogen storage. I'm going to ask Karen one pretty straightforward question, which is, what problem would our readers and viewers be facing for the new test facility and this long-term storage to be the answer?
Well, first of all, thank you, John, for you and your team coming to the Open Day. It's been a pleasure having you here. Really, there's two sides to it. We're part of the sustainability section with yourselves, but it's about sustainability. The long-term storage facility was set up basically to make sure that customers can produce product for the next 20 years. So the product that we will be storing here will be way down at component level. It will be die level. It will be packages. At the most economic level is die. So that's the cheapest way you can do it, basically. But it also means that customers can sustain their project and keep producing for the next 20 years, because all we do is take it out of here and you can use it because it's still working. It's still good product, or we build it as you want it. Mm-hmm. That will also help with allocation, because allocation is coming whether we like it or not. The AI taking all the memory, we hear it all the time. So while the big guys are making the DRAM and the FRAM and all this kind of stuff for AI, it's the little guys who can't get the E-squares and the EEPROMs and things like that. So that's what this facility does. The new test lab, the Sovereign Test Lab, and we've called it Sovereign because it is UK, it's UK owned, it's privately funded, and it's primarily to keep the capability in the UK. So we will be testing to AS6171, which is the anti-counterfeiting, because with the customers will be facing the fact that more counterfeit product is coming onto the market as allocation gets tighter. Because as demand goes down, the counterfeiters go, yay, great, we're going to make some product and send it into Europe. And more with the geopolitical, the Europeans are saying, we don't want to send stuff to the US, we don't want to send it back to other test houses in China or Taiwan or whatever it was. They want it done locally. Mm-hmm. So they want somewhere they can come and see, they can come and see what we're doing to their parts, and that just takes away the worry of the future, basically. So that's what we're doing. We're future-proofing production and companies in the aerospace industry. Okay,
let's put some numbers on it. You said 20 years. You think devices will be stored in here? They could be ready to go. So in defence contracts, that sort of mid-cycle remanufacture type thing after where they're reintroducing systems. Yep. So you could cope with that up to 20 years. Give us a clue. What sort of do you anticipate the sort of volume of components that might go through that test lab? What sort of numbers do you think you're looking?
Test lab here.
Well, both really. Yeah.
Well, we've already had quite a lot of interest in this area, so much so we might have to. We've got 16 double cabinets in here. Mm-hmm. Some of them have got stuff in them, so we probably maybe got 10, maybe 11 that are ready to be populated. But I say 20 years. That's when I was planning to retire, John. I mean, a lot of my team, they'll be here for 40 years, so it might last that long. But some of them are on quick cycles. So, for instance, we've got an automotive company who are interested in, but that'll be a 2-year cycle. Others might be a 5-year cycle. Okay. The test lab, we're already putting probably 10 batches through the inspection, the DPA and the XRF already, and we haven't really opened until today. It's just that we've been really pushed by a European company who is actually here today, who've kind of pushed us into getting it going so that they can send stuff to us. Right. But I think it's only going to increase.
You mentioned there the types of industries that you're working with. I mean, traditionally, I would have imagined that like 90% of your work, if not more, would have been military and defence. But you mentioned automotive. Mm-hmm. Is that due to the increasing complexity of vehicle electronics? What's kind of driving that? And what other industries do you think will be placing orders to put parts in this type of facility?
But the automotive industry, yes, it is becoming more complex, and there's more electronics in a car than there ever was. But again, they are subject to last time buys because their production cycle is quicker than an airplane. So they have to bring out a new car in 2-3 years' time with a better screen and a better functionality, and better electric batteries, etc., etc. So their cycle is smaller, but the demand for chips is going up. So again, as demand goes up, the world cannot cope with the demand, so the counterfeiters love it. So that's where they're being forced into last time buys and stocking things, and that's where the quick cycle comes in. Yeah. The other industry that we are involved in is the rail industry. We do some work for the rail industry, and again, electrification and some of their new trains and new systems. We are getting asked more and more about it. It's not a huge market for us. And aerospace is because I'm an Air Force family, I'm an airplane person. You see the people I've surrounded myself today are RAF, we're all ex-RAF. So airplanes are in the blood, but trains are the future. Cars off the road, etc. Electric cars on the road and trains on the tracks. So I can see the rail industry catching up. It's not there yet, but they will catch up.
Yeah, it's interesting. And we went to an exhibition recently and the Royal Navy was there. And what was interesting were the number of sort of autonomous systems they've got there, both subsea, surface and also air. So I imagine that type of sort of AI controlled, electrically powered type of system is now going to just kind of like burst onto the scene, and with it, just these sorts of problems.
Yeah, they're going to take all the components. But interestingly enough, the underwater stuff, they will still need to be tested. You saw in our new stores area, we have a baking oven. So a lot of the stuff that goes into these sort of equipment goes underwater. So it has to be baked, it has to be ceramic, it has to be sealed, it has to be tested, it has to be gas tested, which we call RGA tested. So that's all done. So that will expand as well. But yeah, it's the same with the drone manufacturers, John. Everybody's talking about the drone manufacturers and how we're going to do this and we're going to do that. Yeah. That's all very well. But if you don't have the components to build them,
yes,
you're not. There's a nice factory in Swindon's, if you like. Yeah. But if you haven't got the components to go into them, then there's no point.
No. Well, I think we can safely say that that's an excellent introduction to the facilities you've got here.
Thank you.
So thank you for the tour. I think we've got some photography and video clips that we'll be working with you to share so people can get a feel for what you've got. And I'm assuming that if your customers want to come and take a look, they can just give you a shout and you'll invite them in.
Most definitely. As you can see from today, I've loved having people here. And as I say, my team are an amazing team and they've put in so much effort. So we're very proud to show anybody you like.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Karen. Thanks for inviting us along, and all best wishes with your new facility.
Thanks a lot, John.